Hey Taiwan, I'm Duncan Laurence and I'm chatting with Joey Chow on ICRT FM 100.
ICRT. Hello fam, I'm Joey, and today we are speaking with the winner of Eurovision Song Contest in 2019. With the song Arcade, he has amassed well over 10 billion worldwide streams. And back in 2020 and 2021, he blew up all over again on the back of an oddly enough Harry Potter series of TikTok videos. Today we have Duncan Laurence. What's up?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. That was an introduction from Eurovision to Harry Potter. I don't know if people are going to follow that introduction.
I think it covers the highlights of your life, right? Like pretty much all the good stuff.
Right? Harry Potter and Eurovision.
So starting in 2019, did you become like a national hero overnight? Because when the Netherlands won, it was like in 1975 before that, right? So like half a century almost.
Yes. So the year before ABBA, just to like put it into like, that's the year when the Netherlands had won for the last time. So it's been quite a while. I think that the Netherlands were kind of as overwhelmed as I was by it. We were all just being like, whoa, is this really happening? But yeah, it was a big change for sure.
So given that you were from a relatively small town, did they build the statue of you?
No, but I did get my own backstage door in this huge stadium, a city further away. So Rotterdam, the city that hosted Eurovision a year later, if you go through the backstage artist door, it's called Door Duncan right now. So that's very cool. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So like if that will be there for a while, you can be like
forever.
A good man and telling your grandkids or
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, I got my own artist door.
Okay, so from Harry Potter to what you recently did, which was covering a song from the soundtrack of a movie called Top Gun, Take My Breath Away. I wonder for you, do you watch movies? And if so, what's your thing? Like, do you like the magical fantasy or the high-octane adrenaline action films?
No, I love the magical fantasy stuff because I just like it when there's a little bit of like, is that real? Is that going to happen? Like almost the Stephen King kind of stuff. I really love that.
Yeah.
Where you're like the first half of the movie, you have no clue that it's going to turn into this fairy tale story all of a sudden. That's the stuff I really like.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, then I guess Harry Potter was a perfect fit for you. I guess they figured that out. Your fans probably figured that out. So what I hear about the song Arcade is that it was inspired by someone who's passed away and it's her love life or her love story. So it's got that poignant sadness in it. Now you have a new song called Electric Life. What is this one inspired by? Is it also by a love story?
So again, I'm sorry to say it, but again, it's inspired by people that passed away. It's unfortunately this thing that I like to write about. But this time I really wanted to write a song that looks at it in a positive way, remembering the people, being thankful for the fact that they were in your lives. Then we kind of wanted that feeling to echo within the song. So I hope it worked. I'm really proud of it.
I think you don't have to apologize for writing stories that are based on people who we've lost, because I'm sure they would be happy that you're, in a sense, paying homage to their life.
Exactly. Right? I agree with you. I'm happy that it's an uplifting, hopeful song that people can just turn on and really be with the person that they're missing for a slight moment.
Now, talking about people who are important in your life, you have a songwriting partner.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it?
Of course, yeah. My partner and I, or my fiance and I, we write everything together. So we also wrote Electric Life together. And the whole album that is coming up. I mean, it's so nice to have someone that you're like in love with and can work with so well at the same time. It's just, it's a present from the universe. That's it for sure.
Although I'm sure a lot of people watching this are thinking, I'm not so sure about working with my lover. Like, do you guys ever fight about different perspective writing the songs, or no?
So fighting is a big word. I do think that sometimes we like to get each other out of each other's comfort zones a little bit by just pushing and pulling a little bit and saying like, yeah, but just like give it a listen. I feel it's like a healthy thing. I don't think we ever fought over a song yet. Not yet.
Okay, good. Knock on wood for you.
Yeah, me too. I have wood here.
You guys got engaged over a year ago. Do you think you'll be writing your own sort of, wedding march? Is that ever the plan?
Oh my God, that's a good question. Actually, I haven't thought about that yet. He's actually downstairs, so I can't say too much right now. Let's just keep it
Let's
a
keep
secret.
it a secret. Yeah, let's keep it a secret for now, even if it's happening. So you said there's a whole album between the two of you coming up. What's the concept, or do you have an idea of what this album might be?
So I love writing songs from a very personal perspective, and
Yeah.
in this time we really just had so much time to create this new world because we started doing it 2 years ago in the middle of lockdown. So we kind of were able to crawl inside this little bubble, and we went back to artists that I really loved listening to when I was young, and we both really admired, like Elton John, Queen, Prince, David Bowie, all those artists that really made art rather than just music. They created a whole world around it. And we got really inspired by that. And we started mixing it with the dreamy, nostalgic world that arcade already has. And it just allowed us to think further and to kind of start this evolution for me as an artist.
That's interesting that you said you went back to some of the artists that originally inspired you, because my next question is actually about the fact that you recently coached for a singing competition.
I did, The Voice Kids. Yes.
And you've been on The Voice back in 2014. So you've been coached, and now you've had the chance to coach somebody. So is there any full circle moments for you?
What you just said is just the exact right thing. A lot of the times, like when they're like 12 to 14 or 12 to 15, there's so much happening within their heads because all the hormones start working. There's a lot of peer pressure from high school. There's just all these different opinions that you kind of have to balance in your head. And I remember that super well, being bullied myself a lot. I always felt like I had to conform in a certain way to society, to the people within my school. And I saw that a lot of kids that were in my team were really struggling with that. So I could really help them out with just putting them on that stage and like telling them literally, like, your bullies at school, they are going to hear you. You have this beautiful stage right now. Just switch it to something positive. And if people ask about my bullies, I'm just going to answer, I hope they wake up happy, because after all, if you're happy, you won't bully anyone. And that got them so far in their heads. I'm super proud of that moment. That gave me goosebumps, and that brought me back to my 16-year-old self. Yeah, struggling with that.
Yeah, no, that gave me tinkles at the back of my head too. Like, to empower yourself and to give love is really the best thing you can do for the world and for people who maybe have done you
Exactly.
wrong, right?
Yeah.
So
kill them with kindness.
Yeah, a little bit of life advice from Duncan Laurence, from the person who has his own artist arch at the back of
my God, yes.
Eurovision Song Contest.
Maybe that should be the quote under it.
Duncan Laurence, the Duncan door, and a little quote.
I would love that.
Okay, so we have the song Electric Life. Everybody go listen to it. And the great Duncan Laurence, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you too. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.